Hello, hello, hello. Today I will be going over the German Tier 10 super heavy E100. Now this thing has been in the game for, I don't know, since almost the beginning. It's been forever and ever. You have always seen the Z100 around. When it first came, it was probably pretty good. I actually don't remember it. And then later on, maybe a couple of years ago, it was a punching bag. You know, it was like, oh, it's an E100. Oh, let's go and shoot him and farm him up. And the E100 was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna be farmed. I can do a little bit of damage. Nope, no. You do one shot and that's it, okay? That's it. So this poor E100 was for a long time neglected by wargaming for, I don't know, lots of years. But quite recently, well, the last 2 years, I think, from this prior of this recording, the tank has gotten a significant upgrade. Not only the guns have been a little bit improved, but also the tank in itself, the armor, the turret armor, which was the big thing of it, has become a 50-50 if you pen it or not, when it comes to high penetration heat shells. Can we have this second shot in the fall? No, unfortunately. But we got the first one. And they also made the mobility of the tank slightly better. Not that it becomes amazing or, you know, crazy. It still counts as a super heavy tank. So it still is a big lump of steel moving around on the battlefield. And this thing, oof, it's a beauty now, actually. I actually really like it. I actually like it. The reason I'm using the small gun instead of the big gun, well, the small gun is not a small gun, it's a 12.8 centimeter. But the big thing between the two guns is the reload. The small gun, which has a 9.7 when you have food and the equipment that I'm running on the tank, is quite nice considering the alpha is 530, and we are doing a very aggressive peek to see if we can get away with it, and look at that, we got away with it. Thankfully the Batchet and the 60 TP were long gone. They were like tucked away in the A6 V6 area, so it allowed us to just sneak up and shoot the E4. But back more to the gun. The gun itself is a 530 alpha, 311 pen with APCR. I almost always use more APCR than AP with this one, and the AP is 246. The handling of the gun is fine, I would say. It's fine. It still requires this stop, long aim time, and then shoot your shell. Instead of, you know, with his newer tanks, it was just peek, fire, and then get back, pretty much. Still has this, well, as you can see, even though I'm slowly going out there, it still takes me 1 second, I would say, to fully shoot, to shoot the shell, fully aimed on him. The C4 seems to have a little bit of struggle finding the angle, and there's the Foch that we missed. Lucky the mouse only tracked us, but we should be fine. Oh yeah, good angling, but this is the boy. He's handling it fine. And the other reason to use the small gun is to always mount the pressure. As you can see, me versus the mouse here, who should have always a faster reload. Now I'm almost the same reload as the mouse. I think it's like a half a second or something that's between us. But I got that 40 plus alpha compared to the mouse. The shell velocity of the APCR is actually 1150, so it's quite respectable. Usually when it's with these slow, chunky, super heavies, you usually have kind of slow shells and just high alpha. And then you slow tank in itself. Seems like this mouse is not running full because I am out reloading him. And he seems to have quite a struggle with me, as you can see. We are pounding this mouse's superstructure, or like the turret flaps, front flaps, turret side, front side, whatever you want to call them. We are making mincemeat out of him. The mobility of it, I spoke a little bit about. They have improved it. Of course, it's not crazy amount, but it becomes this little bit. I don't know how to say it. Like maybe a little bit agile. You could say an agile super heavy. That seems kind of weird to have in the game, but it kind of feels that way. It doesn't feel too slow. It doesn't take too long to really turn around or get around, and that is a lucky high roll pen shot by me, and I'll take it any day of the week. It does only have a top speed of about 30 kilometers, so obviously you won't be, you know, in the front lines first in and first in and first out, and last out. I mean, you will be not the first in, but you probably will be last out because of the slowness of your tank. And here we picked up a little bit of super conk. You could see the reload here playing a big factor, keeping him in place, and then I could just re-peek him real quickly. And we got a 60 TP's bot there. Nom nom nom. 574. I played this game for a long time, and I'm still surprised by this alpha, this 530. It's really nice, this tank. It's really nice. Just play with the small gun. And we spoke a little bit about the armor of it, the turret armor. I think that's still a significant improvement. It become this like 50-50 petite. I would say when you have like 330, 340, then it becomes kind of reliable to pen it. But below that, it's kind of hard actually to get a pen shot on him. Let me see. I'm struggling here finding angle on anyone. I'm a little bit lost in what I should do. I feel like if I push out anywhere, I just get sniped from either of the side. But I probably could have done a move here earlier to get out there. And obviously you have the weak lower plate, which is huge on this tank. It's one of the biggest lower plates in the game, I think. Like it's huge. Like it's bigger than anything else. And it's one of the main weak points of the tank, obviously. So everyone knows about it. I think we hit the wreck of the 60 TP there. Damn. I know it would be nice to getting that shot on the i7, but we still seem to be able to do it. And this is one of the tanks where you can side scrape and out-muscle a lot of the other tanks out there. Which is the primary source of our super heavy, to out-muscle your opponent. To outlast your opponent. And we've done pretty good here, I would say. We haven't really been in the front line so much. I guess you could say we've been in the front line enough versus the mouse there and then the initial cooldown engagement that they had. You have a basic standard view range of 400 meters, so it's quite easy to get 100% view range with this tank. And with the equipment that I'm running as well. Man, we have been shooting left, right and center. And we've been taking hits. And we've been dealing the damage. And we've been taking the spotting. And we've been moving around on the battlefield. Well, that's it for this. Let's hop into the post-game statistics and the garage afterwards. See you there. Here we got the post-game analysis of the match. We have a whooping of 7,444, 1,978 spotting, and 4 kills on that. We have an ace tanker and a high caliber on that. And we have a whooping of, I say whooping a lot, 1,385. Maybe I like a whooper. I don't know. Hidden ad for Burger King. Hello? Oh, no, I don't see any Burger King. All right. 1,385 raw XP here. And we actually earned 26,911 credits. And we hit most of our shots. It's a pretty good game. But let's go over the tank in the garage. As always, we will go over the crew, the equipment, consumables, ammo, and some field modification. Let's hop into the crew. We'll start with the commander. I choose always Brothers in Arms, then Sixth Sense, and then I tried out this sound detection. But with the E100, it's kind of pointless a little bit with the sound detection, because it gives you this indication, okay, artillery shoots at you. But E100 you can't really dodge. So you can't dodge with it, so... so it's like, oh, artillery shoots at you. I guess you can move 2 meters to back or 2 meters forward, or you can do a slight turn. Hopefully, maybe he shoots from all across the map, so you got maybe a 2.5 second reaction time. Maybe then you can actually dodge. But most often, sound detection is so much better on something that has great acceleration. But if I would repick it, it would be Brothers in Arms, Sixth Sense, Recon, and then Repair. Or Repairs and then Recon. And after what you pick there, probably Firefighting. And then it's pretty much whatever. Maybe Sound Detection then. For the Gunner, Brothers in Arms, Repair, Snapshot. Those 3 must have. And then I picked an Armorer just because they shoot the turret a lot so they can hit the gun. And I think I have Armor since way before even the equipment, the consumable had a cooldown. So that's why I kept the Armorer on it. Now it kind of lost its factor since you have the consumables cooldown instead. So you can repair the gun quite quickly. But if I were to pick now, I would pick Firefighting instead of Armorer. And then I would actually pick Armorer, to be honest. Because it can come into a factor, but you don't want to use the repair kit on the gun. So it has that little bit of a benefit. For the driver, Brothers in Arms, Repair, Clutch Braking, and Smooth Ride. Here, I would probably change Smooth Ride and Clutch Braking. And as the 5th skill, I will pick Off-Road Driving, and then I will pick Firefighting. You kind of want to have Clutch Braking. I most often don't pick Clutch Braking, I pick Off-Road Driving, but Clutch Braking gives you this bigger boost in just flat-out traverse speed, and that's what you kind of want with the E100. The off-road, it gives you, it gives you better speed on the ground and such like that. But E100, you're mostly grinding your enemy down. So this faster turn speed is just nice. For the radio operator, Brothers in Arms, Repair, Firefighting, not Firefighting, Situational Awareness, and then Firefighting. And what you pick afterwards, that's I guess you pick Camo on the 5th skill. Loader, Brothers in Arms, and I will pick Intuition here on both my loaders, actually. Because Intuition is more useful, or will be more useful, than Safe Storage or Adrenaline Rush. But for the next one, I will pick Safe Storage instantly. Because just having more hit points on your ammo rack is just overall very useful thing to have. So you don't get one-shot ammo rack so often. And then, just as I have picked up, Repairs and then Firefighting. I guess you can squeeze in Adrenaline Rush on the 2nd skill, or 3rd skill here, but you kind of want to get up the Repair. That's the thing. And when we go over the equipment, I will actually gonna pick equipment with you. I have actually used the Bounty Stabilizer, because I kind of realized that the wonkiness, or like wonkiness I like to call it, the gun handling, it balloons out a little bit a lot. So I really want to help the tank out with that. And so I actually picked the Bounty Stabilizer for it to get that 5% extra. But the equipment wise would be still ventilation, vert stab, rammer, and then ventilation. For the 2nd equipment, I'm actually gonna be picking, where do we have it? There we go. And then we pick standard, definitely rammer. And then we go here, and here we come to the interesting part. This E100, you can actually mount the IRM if you are really want to boost up the gun handling, but I wouldn't really suggest that. I would actually take the improved hardening. We will even get more hit points than this because we have field modification. We're gonna get up to above 3,000 hit points. So that is gonna be quite a lot. And then we have another one, which is this turbo, which can be really nice for the E100 as well, just because you kind of get up there in the speed department a little bit better. And you can also boost the turbocharge with the field modification. But for me, I will actually pick the improved hardening, just because when I get those really nitty-gritty maps like mines or what would it be? I mean, Himmelsdorf, I would say sometimes, or like Tundra. Then I would probably pick this improved hardening. Actually, for the shells, I will go with the 50/50 AP APCR. Maybe I go more heavier on the APCR. I can do this, so we can pick as well. Very easy to pick the first one, the consumables. 8, and we pick a little bit more heavier on the APCR. We pick 48, and then we pick 17. I don't think we're gonna ever shoot more than 48 APCRs, so we can bring the 16 AP when we wanna have when we have easy pen targets in front of us. And here we come. Another big thing about this tank is prone to fire. It's very much prone to fire. The engine, it says 15%, but my god, you can hit the side here and then you immediately catch it on fire. And that is the big thing when we come to the field modification. So for me, I will hands down always pick the all-terrain, just because it helps you turn. It says -5 to health reverse, but the maintaining speed helps you turn actually. So that one is just flat out good to have. The suspension durability goes down, but we're mostly gonna be tracked anyway. And I think it's perfectly fine with considering the cooldown of the repair kit. But the next one is always the parallax adjustment. Get the aiming circle small. And it stays small more often. The next one, we take the view range. This one, you might also feel, if you, with the crew, for some reason, you don't want to pick situational awareness and recon, you can still get full view range with the periscope here, if you're running food on the tank. And then we come to an interesting one. I would say interesting and also useless one. I mean, yes, you get to be faster, you get to move around more, but then you're gonna be stunned for God knows how long, and your crew is gonna die left, right, and center. For some reason, this tank has very weak internal modules. At least for me. At least when I play this tank. For a lot of times, my engine gets blown out, I lose a driver here and there, my commander and crew dies left, right, and center. But I also don't want to go slower forward. So I don't see much point in bringing this one down. I mean, you could say, since we nitty gritty, if you use a turbo, then I go all in on this one, if I use a turbo on the tank. But since I won't, I don't want to make it slower than what it already is. And then we come to the most important one. And this is a must. It's a must to get the internal module durability up. It is so important, because I had my fuel tanks popped, I had my engine shut down in the front, and it's ammo rack as well. It's just so needed. Holy moly, it's very much needed to have this one on the E100. Yes, the dispersion on the gun traverse, it kind of stings. That stings. The gun traverse speed, I am completely fine taking a hit there, but the dispersion for the gun traverse, that one hurts. But since I'm mounted a bounty vert stab on it, it becomes just a normal vert stab. So in that case, it kind of works out, checks out for me. But you can see here, we have 5% more hit points. So we would have a 3,120 hit points if we use improved hardening with this tank. And for the second slot there, like I said, if you use turbo on the E100, easy mobility. If you don't, easy firepower. And here's the thing though. With the firepower, you can move in the vertical stabilizer into it. So if you don't have a bounty, you can just move the vertical stabilizer into the firepower category. And then you get up to 23% instead of 20%. While my bounty is giving me 25%. So that's the way you can kind of counteract and justify picking this one. Yes, the gun is going to be a little bit harder to when you have to react with it. But overall, it's gonna serve a good purpose. But for me, I will boost up my gun. But that is pretty much it of the E100. Let me know if you liked the video or not, if you liked my little tank review. But anyway, that's it for me. Take care, everyone, and I'm out of here.